Hi guys, welcome to my next tutorial on Alexa. So far we have discussed on working with Alexa using AWS Lambda backend. Now in this tutorial we are going to discuss on how to host your skill as a web service. You see, AWS Lambda can be costly going forward. Once you have more requests coming in, you might have to pay more. You might have to adhere to lots of steps suggested by Amazon AWS. So let's say if you as a company you have already some servers with you, you can easily host your skill service as a web service. So let's discuss about that today. If you go to this page, like I will put the link in the description, you can see what all you need to do if you want to host a custom skill as web service. You have SSL requirement. You need to verify that the request was sent by Alexa. You need to verify the signature of the request. Yeah, so there are few things. Checking the timestamp of the request seems to be intimidating, but we have some helper components in npm that can make your life easier. So you have a npm package called Alexa verifier, which we'll be using in this course, in this video. Okay, so let's start. Okay, here in this video let's discuss about one skill which I have created already. We will transform it from AWS backend to a customer service. So I have this particular skill called Disney Heroes. What that skill does is, like, once you ask Alexa, Alexa will give you a random Disney hero. It's just plain names that Alexa will tell you. So right now this skill is hosted in AWS Lambda. Let's go and check the current source code, how it looks like. So go to console.aws.amazon.com, go to Lambda function, and go to your uh, method function. This is how it looks like. You have a list of names here. Once the user requests for a hero, or on launch you get a random hero and give it back to the user. That's it. That's all this function does. Now let's see how we can transform it to a web service. In this code you can see we are taking the help of Alexa SDK, which makes our life easier for sending the response or sending the cards, those kind of thing. But once you make this as a separate web service, Alexa SDK is not that great, because Alexa SDK is heavily dependent upon lots of AWS stuff and those kind of things. So we have to do it our own. Let's go and see how the custom source code looks like. To do quite a few things here. First you need to go create an empty folder. Let's name it as Disney Heroes. I have already done all these steps, so I will just walk you through this. So just create a folder, go to terminal, do npm initialize npm init, and it will ask you for few details like name of the project, description, all those things. Provide the necessary names, and all others things you can keep it as default. Next thing, we are going to use express npm package. Npm install express minus save will get the express modules. Then we are using Alexa verifier, npm install minus minus save Alexa verifier. Now we have all the state set. Now we need to create a file called server.js in the same folder. So touch server.js will create a new file. Okay, I have already done that. Let's walk through the code here. You need to include express and the body parser and the Alexa verifier. Set the port as 3000 as of now. Then put some standard messages. So skill name, I put it as Disney Heroes. Then like these are all the error messages and help messages which I have defined. Then Alexa has all the effects that you can provide. So pause is an effect, whisper is an effect. Then you have the data, which is the names of Disney Heroes. Now here comes your request verifier. So you need to get the body or raw body from the request and then pass it on to the request verifier, which will verify the signature of the URL and whether the request is coming from Alexa. All those things will be verified. Once you get a success on this, you're good to go. Now we need to create a post request, and this is my post request name, which will be your function or the skill name which you will invoke using Alexa. So inside the post request, we will first check whether the request type is launch request. Okay, if the request type is launch request, I'm going to start getting a new hero. Let's go to the new hero function. Like when you come here for the first time, you will hear a message, welcome to Disney Heroes, and I have a random I'm getting a random hero name from the array and creating an output. Like get hero message will be like, here is your hero, then the hero name, and then pose. And if it is for the first time, I will append like, welcome to Disney Heroes, here is your hero, and the hero name, and pause, and a more message. Like more message is like, you will be asked again, okay, do you want to say another hero? Okay, then I have created a utility method which will create the response. So these are all SSML tags to speak. So I will pass on the speech text, which will be the actual text. Then you have to send back a JSON object. You will need to fill in few parameters here, the version number, then the response, and whether the session should end. Session should end means like, okay, that's all from Alexa you want. So here it's not the case. Like we will be passing it as false because you are asking one more question after you have presented it. Then the actual output speech, you will be defining it as SSML and the actual value. Then another object would be like card. So you will, here I am just passing the skill name as title and the content as card, like anything. Like here I am passing the hero name, so you will see in the card as Disney Heroes and the hero name which popped up. Then the reprompt is the, like if you haven't received any response from the user, what actually needs to be prompted. That's going to be the reprompt text. So this is like a helper method to create the response. Once the response is created, it's being thrown back as the response for the post request, which will be collected by the Alexa and converted into a real speech. And that's all this skill does. You have few other custom method, like If it is not a launch request, you are asking specifically something like, okay, bring me a new hero, there are few keywords like that, then it will go into this method, this loop. If you, let's say my launch request asks you to get a new hero and you are responding it as yes, then it will get you a new hero. If you are responding it as no, then it will stop and exit. And if you ask for help, the help function will be triggered. And if any data is missing, you can do call this method. Yeah, and I have helper method, one without reprompt and one with reprompt. And finally you are going to start listening to the port that we have defined. That's all with the source code of it. Now that is done. Now your coding part is done. We need to think about where to host this. So there are few hosting sites available like OpenShift, Heroku, etc. So in this video we will be using Heroku. Let's go to devcenter.heroku.com and getting started on Heroku with Node.js. First you need to have a Heroku account. Next step is to install the command line interface. You can either download the installer or install via homebrew. I have already installed it. Then log in with your credential that you have provided. That's all. Step is to prepare your app. So it basically you want to put your code into GitHub. That's all. I have already done it. Now the next step is to deploy the app. Let's go and deploy. Let's go to the path via terminal, then hit Heroku create. Will create you a sudo git repo for you, not sudo, it will give its own name and create a new git repo. Let's test it. Before you hit Heroku open, you need to push the code to Heroku repo. This is the command that you need to enter. So what this command does is it will build all your source code and packages and push it into Heroku repository, and make sure that when you are checking in your code to your own repo, you should not you should make the node modules folder as a git ignore, so that Heroku can fetch it fresh during the build time. So do not commit the node modules folders into your git. Okay, once you have pushed the code, let's try it out. You can see like cannot get Disney heroes because we haven't written any get function, only post method is available. But seeing this is actually a success, so you can now think that there is no source code errors as such. So our service is properly deployed now. Now let's go back to Alexa console. Let's go to the skill, go to the endpoint. So here you are seeing the AWS endpoint. Change it to custom HTTPS. Put the link that Heroku has given to you and append the post method name, post web service name, and select it as my development endpoint is a subdomain of, so that's what You need to select, save the endpoint. That's all. Now you have custom hosted your skill. Let's test it.
Here's your hero, Genie. Do you want more? Here's your hero, Genie. Do you want more? Here's your hero, Aladdin. Do you want more? Enjoy the day. Goodbye.
That's all. Enjoy, guys. I will add all the necessary information in the description of the video, and do watch my older videos on Alexa. Thank you.